The Pittsburgh Steelers are in a bye week this week, and it couldn't have come at a better time. The Steelers are banged up, have a lot of players out due to injuries, and this week off can really help them get some players back for week 6, and then they can start going up and thriving. So, the Steelers are 3-1, and they've been playing through so much injuries, and have been winning games through injuries. Even if it hasn't looked the best on the defense or offense side of the ball, they've been finding ways to win games, even with players out due to injuries and some key guys. But now, with this week off, after the bye week, the Steelers are projected to get so many players back. And I'm going to go through each one of them. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, to start off the season, the Steelers had Derek Harmon out due to injury, and then Deshaun Elliott got injured early on, and then Joey Porter Jr. got injured, Alex Highsmith got injured, Jaylen Warren got injured, and Malik Harrison got injured. There's so many players who got injured, and then this past week we have Calvin Austin and Jalen Ramsey. But the Steelers have a bye week this week in week 5. And going into the season, looking at the Steelers' schedule, many people are wondering, why did the Steelers have a bye week so early? It's just a waste. There's no reason to have a bye week in week 5 and have to play all those games after it with no rest. And many people didn't like it. But now, in hindsight, looking at the bye week, this week off really helps the Pittsburgh Steelers because they were banged up so much, and this 1 week can allow all the players to rest and most of them come back. So let's go through it. Jaylen Warren, he was out in the Minnesota Vikings game due to injury, and he was limited during practice all week prior to the game that he missed, and he will more than likely be back in week 6 versus the Cleveland Browns. And he will be a dynamic player, and the Steelers' offense line just performed really great versus the Vikings, so him moving back into the starting role and them starting to figure stuff out on the O-line, it will give the Steelers' offense a great boost. Also, a player who practiced leading up to the Vikings game, and many people thought that he was going to return, was Joey Porter Jr., but the Steelers decided to hold him out of the Vikings game. And to be honest with you, that was probably the best move, because we all know hamstring injuries are tricky ones to deal with because they could easily re-aggravate and it's a lingering issue, and you never want to rush back from it. So even though he practiced all week heading into the game, knowing that you had a bye week the next week, that's more than likely the reason why the Steelers held Joey Porter Jr. out of the game, because you know you have a week off after, and it just gives you 2 extra weeks of rest. So Joey Porter Jr., he will return in week 6 after the bye week, and that's a cornerback that you get back and a top player on this defense. Another player is Alex Highsmith. He was questionable leading up to the game, and he has a high ankle sprain. And usually an ankle sprain takes 4 weeks to recover from a high ankle sprain? It's been quite a bit since he's been out, and it's really going to go down to the wire if he's able to return in the week 6, but it just gives the Steelers extra time for him to recover. He will be questionable leading up to the game, more than likely. So Alex Highsmith could return and give this defense a big boost. And we've seen how great Nick Herbig has been playing in replace of Alex Highsmith so far this season. And getting Alex Highsmith back, it'll just add an extra dimension to this defense and this outside linebacker core the Steelers can have. Now you can find different ways to utilize all 3 players, TJ, Nick, and Alex, on the field at once. So this bye week will give Alex Highsmith a chance to come back and show his dominance. Also, looking at Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin had a shoulder injury in which he left the game in Ireland. And he was taken to the Blue medical tent, and then he did not return to the game. After the game, it was reported that he was taken in the back of an ambulance, but that was only because the stadium did not have MRI machines to see how severe the injury is, or they didn't have x-ray machines. So they brought him to the hospital, go get that scanned. And it was reported that he actually got it scanned and there was nothing wrong. All of his tests came back negative and he should be good. Now it's just about rest. It's not about anything severe. Calvin Austin made out a post on social media saying that he's fine and that he's good to go. So this extra week off can really help him return as well, because it's more about rest than anything. It's not really a true injury to any part of his muscle or anything like that. So this week will allow Calvin Austin to play in week 6, or at least give him a chance, because it's nothing severe. Also, looking at other players, it also gives players like Corey Trice Jr. a chance to come off of IR. He had a hamstring injury leading into the season. He was placed on injury reserve, and it's been those 4 weeks of him on injury reserve. So he could have a chance to come off of injury reserve now, and it's been more than 4 weeks. It's going to be 5 weeks. So it obviously gives him more chance to come off of injury reserve. Will he? Who knows? But it gives more time for him. Also, unfortunately, this time of rest won't give Jalen Ramsey a chance to play in week 6, because Jalen Ramsey has suffered a hamstring injury, and we all know that takes like 4 weeks to recover from, 3 weeks to recover from, and he will more than likely be out. If the Steelers held out Joey Porter Jr. after so much time that he had off, and it didn't seem like his hamstring injury was too bad, then Jalen Ramsey will definitely be held out. Yes, this does give him 1 extra week or 1 less game that he would have had to miss because of the bye week being slotted in there, but he will not be able to return extra early. He'll still miss the same amount of time, but just 1 less game. So Jalen Ramsey, the trouble thing is he will be out. But all those other guys, they have a chance to make a comeback after the bye week and play in the next game. And that's because of the early bye week. So heading into the season, you never want to have an early bye week because, hey, you have to play 10 plus games at the end of the season with no break or even more. So the Steelers didn't probably want the early bye week, especially because you're probably fresh towards the beginning of the season and you want to get all the rust and you want to get kind of acclimated to playing games again. So you never won that early bye week. But so far this season, having an early bye week, it has really helped the Pittsburgh Steelers recover and get back to full strength. And like I said, the Steelers have been winning games, are 3-1 with all these injuries that they have suffered. Has it been pretty? No. Have they got it done somehow? Yes. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. If you could keep a positive record and do good, even though stuff aren't going well, that's a good thing. And now once they start getting these players back and start getting their team at full strength, you'll start to see them be more dominant on the offense or defense side of the ball as players start getting fully healthy and get back acclimated to playing football again and start bringing together the cohesion. So the Steelers, they have a chance to do special things now. Their defense has already caused so many turnovers this season with their backups. They already have the second most sacks in the NFL with their backups. Now imagine getting all these players back full time and not missing games. It's going to be something special. The Steelers are getting ready to make a deep playoff push this season and hopefully win a Super Bowl. And this is the start of it. Getting players healthy, staying healthy, because that's what leads to great things. Anyway, that's the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this bye week being early. Do you like it being an early bye week? Do you still wish the Steelers would have had a later bye week so there's more rest towards the end of the season when it truly matters for the long stretch? Or do you believe, like I believe, it comes at a perfect time because it allows all these players to make comebacks for week 6 and most of the players will be back? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this week. And also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports. Everything surrounding this team, I have you covered all season long. All the news, all the reports, all the highlights, all analysis, everything surrounding this team, I have you covered. This is the best spot for your Pittsburgh Steelers football team. But that's it for me today. But until the next video on Monday, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.